Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another ultimate review by PureCast 9. In this episode, I'm going to give you my review of the Yayusi S2. It is a Bluetooth speaker, but it's much more than that. So the really awesome folks over at banggood.com, which is an e-commerce website, much like the others we have in our country as well. So they're very famous all over the world, especially in China. So they reached out to me and they told me, would you like to review a Bluetooth speaker? And I was like, of course I would. So they sent this over for me to review. So I just want to make it clear, this is not a promotion, they're not paying me. This is a review, so I have the liberty of saying what I like and what I don't. So before we get into how they sound, let me talk about the build and some of the features. So build wise, this is pretty compact, it's not big and feels really nice in the hand. It's got matte polish all over the body. At the back, it's got a metal mesh which houses the two speaker driver units. And on top of that, as you can see, it's got a host of connectivity features such as a dedicated USB port, an aux port, a dedicated micro SD card slot, and it also has inbuilt FM and inbuilt microphone. Now, as for the FM, they also are kind enough to give you an antenna which you can plug into the aux port to get even better reception indoors. But even if you're outside and you don't want to carry the antenna, the FM reception is still pretty decent. Now on top you have the multifunction buttons, the usual ones, the volume rockers, the power button, the mode button, and the skip track buttons. And on top you also have the hole for the microphone. Now in front is where it gets really interesting. It's got a super glossy mirror finish. So when it's off, it almost doubles as a mirror. Once you switch it on, you have an LCD display which shows you the time, the battery percentage, and the temperature. And it's also got inbuilt alarm functions, 2 alarms to be precise. And depending on which mode you're on, whether it's USB or FM or aux, you also have displays over there which lights up letting you know which mode you're on. Now, I just want to mention that make sure you don't throw away the manual because they explain very nicely how you can auto-tune the FM channels, how you can increase or decrease the display brightness and set the alarm. So make sure you give the manual a good read in case you do decide to get this speaker. It is not water or dust resistant, so it's mainly built for indoor use, and it's got a very decent battery size of 2200 milliamp hours. So you get 4.5 hours at max volume, and if you keep the volume to medium, maybe at 65 to 70%, you can extend that to 6.5 hours. So I'm going to go into the sound test. You're going to hear a couple of tracks from this speaker. You guys form your judgment. I'm going to come back and give you my review on how it sounded in person in my studio and whether at all you should get this or not. So let's get straight into the sound test.
Hesitating, kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
So there you have it, guys. That was a sound test of the Yayusi S2. So henceforth, we're going to call it the S2 just for the benefit of this video. So the S2 produces a overall very pleasing sound. It emphasizes mainly on the mid frequencies or the vocals. Now the highs are not super sharp. They are not very harsh on your ears regardless of how long you're listening to. So it's pretty balanced in that sense. But vocals are the ones that sound the best because they're very loud and clear. So if you're listening to songs on the radio or any songs via your aux port or USB or Bluetooth, the vocals sound really nice. Now, they do not have or they do not mention of a dedicated passive bass radiator, but the bass is not absent. It's got bass which is present. It's by no means overwhelming or thumpy, but it's there. So it's good to know that if you're a casual listener who does not want heavy bass sound signatures, this gives you a very balanced and pleasing sound, which gives you a very enjoyable listening experience. So highs, not super sharp, pleasing to the ears. Vocals, more emphasis on the vocals, and they sound loud and clear, pretty decent. And the bass is present. So the sound is about average, I would say, and I'm being harsh, but I just have to be honest, it's average. Now it's a 6-watt RMS speaker, so you can't expect superb loudness, but for a compact, small sized room, maybe like my studio, it is decent. Now, should you get this speaker? Considering that it's got so many connectivity options, it's got inbuilt FM, and it's got a display that gives you the time. It has, you can set alarm, it gives you the temperature and the battery percentage right on the display. It is definitely something worth your money because it's very, very useful. So it definitely has my vote of buy with confidence because it's the entire package, and especially if you want to give this to someone, this is the ultimate gift. It's everything in one. So the link to this is in the description below. I would really appreciate that if you do decide to buy this, kindly click on the link below. It will take you to banggood.com, and it will help me run this channel so I can produce more content just for you guys. So that's been it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this review. If you've enjoyed it, smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to Purcast 9 so that you do not miss future reviews like this. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.